Whatever floats your boat. I'm good with whatever.
So if you would just want to kind of start by introducing yourself and telling people who you are. I know a lot of people know, but just a little background.
I'm Southrngritskitchen, aka Chelsea, but everybody knows me by Southrngritskitchen. I do food blogging. I'm a chef. I go in and out of restaurants and help them. I have been on Food Network, went and competed at the World Food Championship.
And how'd that turn out?
I got third place in the world in the rice category, and I'll be going back this year again.
You will. So it's people from all over the world competing in this?
32 countries were represented this year.
And you were number 3. So is it
cool.
For Dothan or is it Alabama?
Well, it's just for me. I mean, like I was the only one from Alabama in that category. I think there were a few other people from Alabama in the whole entire competition. Mm-hmm. Not sure. But definitely from here, for sure. I was the only one.
You took third. What dish did you make?
So the first dish we made, oh gosh, I blanked out.
Oh, good.
The first dish we made was, oh gosh, what did I make? I can't blank out.
I know I follow you on socials too. I'm trying to think.
It was such a rush because like we were there for 6 days.
Where was it?
It was in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Our final dish, our last dish was a duck skewer with like a deconstructed succotash, and it was a pea puree, corn puree, and a parsley oil, and then we did like fried onions on top and did like arancini balls.
Wait, what was the last thing?
Arancini balls. So it's like a rice ball, and it's like fancy schmancy. And we used rice grits instead because we used rice grits in our first dish as well. And it was something different because everybody else used regular rice, and a lot of the judges were like, "What is a rice grit?" And I'm like, "Let me educate you."
Yeah, I'll give you some southern knowledge.
Yeah.
And so, how did you kind of get started doing this, and when?
Honestly, I don't know. It just all started popping off. I went to MasterChef 2 years ago and made like top 45. And that was super cool. And I came back and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start my Facebook blog and I'm going to just go ham, do that, focus on that. And somehow it just became this. Food Network found me, just like MasterChef found me. And it's been a wild ride. For sure.
You've been busy. I've been seeing you on you're like, hey, I'm going to the World Food Championship. Hey, I'm going to be MasterChef. Hey, I'm going
Yeah, it's been a lot. Like, whenever they contacted me for Food Network, I thought it was a spam email. And I'm like, what do y'all want with me?
What did it say? I'm like, I can't even imagine the feeling.
It was like, hey, Chelsea, we would love to pitch this idea to you about a show. And at that point, I was like, well, I've been to California, which it was my first plane ride ever. By the way, I went to California and I was like, why not go to New York? So they're like, yeah, you'll be gone for like 4 days. I was like, okay, let's do it, And they told me I was going for an audition. And I sort of was puzzled about it because they sent my mom and my best friend with me. Yeah. And I was like, how is this just an audition? How are y'all sinking this much money into this? And it did end up being a competition. And they did end up having to bleep out the first few seconds of Alex Gornishelli walking out because I definitely dropped the F-bomb. Because I was like, is this a prank? Like, this has got to be a prank. An Iron Chef, the pillar of Food Network, going against somebody that has like one red light in their town, Yeah. And it was cool.
And you won, didn't you?
Yeah, I beat her 3-1.
So what were those dishes that you made?
So I made a shrimp and grits.
Classic.
Yes, and I did a Cajun cream sauce. It's like my custom cream sauce, and people have literally offered to pay me for that recipe, and I will not give it away.
Really?
Yes.
I gotta try. I need to.
It's so good.
Now I feel like I need to try some of your cooking.
Yeah,
I've never gotten. I've seen you so many times, but I've never. I don't think tried any of your food.
Yeah, you definitely need to, and I can definitely hook you up with something. For
sure.
sure.
I'm shrimp and grits with some special cream sauce. I'm all for it.
I threw on some crab in that one. I got fancy, but the only grits they had there were quick grits, and I was like, I have not made those since I was like 5 years old. Because I had to give them like 6 recipes before I went. And they were like, yeah, let us know like what some of your signature dishes is. And I guess they just pulled like ingredients out, altered the ingredients and stuff like that and put them all over their kitchen. And I was like, oh, grits. And then I went to go grab it, and I was like, 5 minutes. No, you know, I was like, is this all y'all got? You know, but once that 45 minutes started, it didn't stop. And I hyper focused so much that they had to make me talk to Alex. Like, they had to be like, Chelsea, say this. And I'm like, huh? You know, like,
Yeah.
as I'm like, trying not to break a cream sauce, I like cut my finger, and production was laughing so hard at me because the EMT was having to bandage me and shimmy with me because I was not going to let my cream sauce break.
That's
Like,
dedication.
if I was going, because I thought they were setting me up to just lose because that's Alex Gornishelli. Like, she's an Iron Chef, and oh my gosh, you know, so talented. And I was like, if I'm going to lose, I'm going to go down in a blaze of glory, you know? And that cream sauce is not going to go down. And I was just like whisking as he was putting the Band-Aid on. I was like, but yeah, 3-1. And the judges were actually people they pulled off the streets of New York.
Really?
One
So
of
it was
them-
just random.
Yeah. One of them was from the Caribbean. She was there on vacation. Like, it was like,
It's a vacation of a lifetime.
right, in New York. And like, you have Eddie Jackson. He smells so good, by the way. That man smells amazing. But you have Eddie Jackson like pulling you off the streets of New York. Some of them gave him some funky looks. Like, what do you want from me? What are you
Yeah,
trying to be me?
yeah.
You know? But yeah, those 4 people never had grits in their life. And 3-1. They're like, we really like that. And I was like, not all grits are created equal.
Yeah,
Like,
not all
you could
grits
get
are
some-
5-minute grits.
You can get some bad ones.
I know my grandma used to make grits all the time, and they were my favorite thing, and I never found anything similar until I'm a big Mardi Gras person.
Yeah.
So I've been to Mardi Gras. I'm going again this year down to New Orleans, and there's this place called Daisy Duke's Cafe,
Mhm.
and they have the absolute best cheese grits I've ever had.
I love that. I
in
love
my
the
life.
name of it.
Daisy, it's so cute.
Yes.
And they have Bloody Marys. They have like put a little crawfish on them. My grandma always gets one.
Love it.
So cute. Have you been to New Orleans?
I've only driven through there.
You, being the foodie you
Yeah.
are, have never stopped in New Orleans.
Never stopped. I plan to, but I never.
I can give you one recommendation. You've got to go to Johnny's Po' Boys. I think they only take cash sometimes, so it's a hole in the wall, but it is the best po' boy.
Hole in the walls are the best places to go. That's where I
Definitely.
go when I travel. So
Really?
yeah, even my girls are like, my kids are apt to picking places that are hole in the walls. Like, oh, that place looks a little sketchy. Let's go there. They're gonna have some banging food.
I'm not saying this place is sketchy, but I've seen her just talking about places that are not like big restaurants in
Yeah.
Dothan. But the Hot Dog Queen, have you heard of her?
I love her. She is
I
so
want to try it
sweet.
so bad.
I walked up in there and she was like, oh, I can't believe you're here. And I was like, what? I'm like in there and like no makeup, hat on, like looking like a bum, just want a hot dog. And she was like, oh, I need a picture. And her hot dogs are good.
Are they real? I
They're
saw
so
Rotel
good.
hot dogs. I was
Yes.
like, I've never thought of that. Why have I never thought of that?
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Her chili's really good too.
Really? Are the hot dogs boiled or grilled?
They're bold.
See, I can't get behind a boiled dog. I like a
Really?
grilled hot dog. I don't know what it is, but I'm still down to try. She seems like a very nice lady,
She
and the
is.
toppings look amazing.
Yeah. Her hot dogs snap though. They're not like a regular boiled hot dog. Like, you know how they're like,
Like
eh,
it can have like a little
blobby, eh,
casing.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it has a snap.
Okay, that's
So,
good. That's
yeah.
a little better. So then, let's get into all the things that you've done and accomplished. What has been your favorite and the most rewarding?
Oh gosh. Honestly, I think, well, I know this sounds cheesy, but like collaborating with everybody here has been the most rewarding thing because I'm really big on supporting local and being able to like go in and out of restaurants and help the farmers and all that stuff. And like, I'm an ambassador for Sweet Girl in Alabama this year. They asked me, I'm one of 6, and I get to travel the whole state. And they also asked me to be their chef for their farm to table event that they do in June. And
Where
which
is that?
It's going to be, they're actually holding it in Enterprise this year.
And how do you get to go? I want to go. How do you get to go?
I will find out for you.
Okay.
Because this is all new. I asked him, I was like, can Chef Zane from Corks and Cattle help me? Because this is a big thing to do. And she was like, yeah, why not? You know, I was like, yeah, let's just get as many local in as possible. But I get to go like all over the state and meet with farmers and help them. And I love it. I absolutely love doing that stuff.
I've been to a few farms around here, and the farmers are so nice, and they care so much about what they're doing.
They are.
And the animals and their crops, and it's just a lot of them are families. Like, it's
Yeah.
generations and generations. And that's one thing I really do like about the Wiregrass area is how tight-knit stuff is, and that a lot of the businesses around here are locally owned, and it's been through generations of families.
I love it so much.
So did you grew up in Dothan?
Wicksburg.
Wicksburg. Okay, so that's very close.
Yeah.
And then have you, after kind of everything took off and whatnot, when would you say things did kind of start taking off for you?
After I got back from MasterChef, I was like one of like 30,000 applicants to make it to the top 74. And I loved the people there though. Like season 13, I still talk to pretty much everybody I was there with.
Really?
Yeah, it's really cool. The winner, Grant, he is doing amazing, and all the runners up and all that stuff. So they're awesome people too. This is like a whole family, and the producers were like, we've never seen that happen with like a cast before, but like everybody was just like friends, you know.
What's coming up for you in the future?
A lot. I'm collaborating with a lot of brands. I'm working on a cookbook. I'll be going back to World Food Championship, maybe another show, possibly. A lot of collaborations with restaurants. I have a lot of them on my docket to come in and do like guest appearances.
You're coming up with a menu for Firestone, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. We just got through curating it, me and Kimmy, Chef Kimmy at Firestone. I walked in there and I was like, I laid my ingredients down and I laid my book down and I looked at Chef Kimmy, and she is so precious and I love her so much. And I was like, just to let you know, I've never made like pretty much anything that's on this menu, but we're about to make it for the first time. And she's like, okay.
And how does it work for this Valentine? It's on the 14th?
It's the 14th, 15th, and 16th. And it's a 3-course dinner. They'll have their regular menu, but they'll have this available as well. And it'll be a half dozen oysters shucked with a pomegranate mignonette with a little like sprinkle of smoked salt. And then the main course is a Florentine surf and turf, which is fettuccine tossed in Tuscan butter and pan-seared scallops with steak medallions.
Yum.
Sliced up. And then the finale, it's a chocolate mousse with bourbon mascarpone whip and chocolate-covered strawberries on top with like a dust of like powdered sugar.
That sounds amazing.
It is phenomenal.
And so have you done a few practice runs already?
I taught them how to do it in the kitchen. I'll be there Valentine's night for it. But yeah, I taught Kimmy how to create all the dishes. Like we stood back there and did all the things. So yeah.
And how is there like do people have to make a reservation ahead of time, or is it already full?
They're not doing reservations. It's first come, first serve.
So you heard her here, guys. If you are wanting to get in and try some of her food, you probably need to get there pretty early, I would say, because
definitely.
There might even be a line out the door. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited for sure.
Well, thank you, Chelsea, for coming in. Is there anything else that you kind of want to say or mention?
Not right now. Not that I can think of.